The unexpected turn. Order in the court. The judge banged his gavel, but all eyes were locked on one shocking figure, a teenager, standing alone in the middle of the courtroom. Everyone whispered, "Is he lost? Why is a kid here? This isn't a school." The boy, just 16 years old, stood calmly in front of a seasoned judge, silver-haired, stern, and clearly not impressed. The judge raised an eyebrow and said with a smirk, "Son, are you here to play dress-up, or did you actually walk into the wrong building?" The courtroom laughed. The teenager didn't flinch. Then, he opened a black folder, looked straight at the judge, and said, "Your Honor, I'm here to defend the innocent, and I intend to win." And just like that, the room went silent. Classical building hash. Section 2. The setup. Who is this kid? The boy's name. Elijah Brooks. No law degree. No fancy suit. Just a gifted mind in a secret mission. Elijah had been raised by his grandmother, a retired lawyer who homeschooled him and trained him in law from the age of 7. By 16, Elijah had read more legal books than most law students. But Elijah wasn't there for fame. He was there for justice. A week earlier, his neighbor, Mr. Jennings, an elderly man who treated Elijah like family, had been wrongly arrested for theft. Jennings couldn't afford a real lawyer. His public defender barely reviewed the case. So Elijah did something unthinkable. He filed to represent him pro se, legally allowed under state law with the court's approval. The judge had granted it, probably assuming it'd be a learning moment for the kid. Oh, how wrong he was. Scales hash. Section 3. The mockery in court. On the first day of trial, the judge, a man known for being old school and blunt, clearly didn't believe Elijah belonged there. He mocked his clothes. He interrupted his statements. He even told the bailiff, "Get ready to escort this kid out when he crumbles." But Elijah didn't crumble. He stood tall, organized his notes, and said, "Your Honor, with all due respect, I've prepared thoroughly. I believe the evidence will speak louder than age." The judge smirked, amused. The audience chuckled, expecting a train wreck. Then Elijah began. He cited case law, flawlessly. He dismantled the prosecution's timeline with precision. He found holes in their witness statements no one else noticed. The courtroom, once laughing, was now leaning in, eyes wide, jaws dropped. Left-pointing magnifying glass. Section 4. The turning point. The big moment came when Elijah presented security footage that had been overlooked by both the police and the public defender. It showed Mr. Jennings nowhere near the store at the time of the theft. Instead, another man, the actual thief, was clearly seen taking the stolen items. Elijah paused the footage and said, "Your Honor, this evidence proves my client's innocence beyond a shadow of a doubt." The judge stared at the screen, silent. Then he looked back at the teenager standing before him, no longer as a joke, but as something far more dangerous. A genius. He leaned forward and asked, "Where did you learn all this?" Elijah replied, "My grandma was a lawyer. She taught me everything she knew. I just want to help people like she did." Trophy. Section 5. The verdict and beyond. After a brief recess, the judge returned and said something no one expected. "Case dismissed. Mr. Jennings is free to go. And as for you, young man." He stood up from his bench and actually applauded. "I owe you an apology. You may be young, but today you taught this courtroom a valuable lesson. Never judge a mind by its age." Reporters flooded the courthouse. News outlets ran the story. Teen legal prodigy wins case. Shocks judge. Saves innocent man. Law schools offered him mentorships. Even the judge sent Elijah a personal letter of recommendation for his future law career. But Elijah stayed humble. He said, "I'm not here for fame. I'm here for justice."